Hey folks, it is, what is it? Now it's 8:41 a.m., 5th of June 2017, and I had sort of another sort of like mini epiphany this morning, in part because, well, I did get a couple things done, but it was like the whole process of me getting these things done. One of them was actually putting in a job application, which, I mean, I have to put in more than just one, in order to get a job. It's gotta be like, 20, 30, 40, 50 of them. Finally I'll probably get some responses and maybe get some interviews lined up. But that was one thing that I accomplished. Another thing that I did this morning, it was between like 4:30 and 4:45. I think I got out there about 4:42. I went and ran 3 miles. And, um, aside from the fact that, like, I know I've been talking on and off about getting on a consistent exercise program, other than that, one thing I remembered related to that was that I think it was a few years ago, back in like 2014 or so. I had an 8 a.m. physics class. It was like the last in the sequence for like lower division, engineering students. It was waves, optics, and modern physics, and it was at 8 a.m. And I wanted to, get in shape in general, or at least be able to keep some sort of physical fitness. And I was using exercise, as a stress reliever, which I still do. But so even though it was at 8 a.m. and I lived about an hour away from campus, I would have to get there um, probably around like 7:30, in order to be able to just walk over at a leisurely pace to the class and get there on time because the professor had um, a policy of like locking the door, at 8 a.m. And if you weren't there earlier than that, you got locked out. And even if you left it open on, off days, and you walked in, late, you get that sort of like evil, like angry, like, how dare you show up to my class late kind of stare. And he might even like make some remarks or have you leave or so. So I had to get into this routine of getting there by 7:30, and at the same time I wanted to exercise. Um, and I found that if I put it off till the evening, I wouldn't get it done. I'd come home too tired, and I would just be like, I'll do it tomorrow. And tomorrow became next week, became next month, and that sort of thing. But I got into this routine of getting up at like 4:30 a.m. and at the latest, and just running, 2-3 miles a day. And I wanted to do it today again. Bring back that way that I'd got into doing that because it really like helped my day start off. While I would go out, run, get drenched in sweat, get my heart pumping, get woken up, get that runner's high, and then come back and take a shower and get dressed and get going. And since I'd gone out running and was moving like that, and awake, um, it made a heck of a lot easier to just get everything else in order and get to school on time and not just be there but actually be awake. But other than the job application and that, um, what I really wanted to get to, besides just giving sort of recap, was like sort of series of realizations I had, kind of like I guess parts of an epiphany. I sort of had this experience, and I've had this happen before, but I really wasn't truly aware of it, I guess you could say. Um, but as I was getting up to go and get dressed and go out running, and even like even further before that, when I was getting the job application put together and sent in, I really realized like I had the experience of like my mind to try and invent stuff to do that get in the way of me actually getting what I need to get done, accomplishing these goals. And I was kind of amazed at how inventive my mind can be. Um, Because, it would, I would come up with, like, okay, let's go listen to this song. Let's go watch this video on YouTube. Let's talk to this person. Let's go on Facebook for, all this time, etc., etc. And it was just me trying to, like, avoid doing that stuff because, like, going out running at, like, 4:30 a.m., it's still kind of cool or cold. It's not necessarily comfortable. Putting the job application in means I have to go back through my standard format one that I have and then make modifications and think, okay, what do I need to do to make this like tailored to this specific position, etc., etc. And I think beyond that, as much as I rationally know I need to get a job, I need to, go run and get in shape, all that kind of stuff. There's a certain like safety or comfort in staying where I'm at. Even though rationally I know, if you want to bring in Nofap into the conversation, since this series is about Nofap, um, I know that once I stop making progress in life, stop moving forward, stop, uh, you know, accomplishing these goals, setting goals and accomplishing them, actually making the efforts and getting forward in life, that I'm going to start stagnating, and the stagnation will lead to negativity, and the negativity will actually build up to the point where it'll be very easy for me to rationalize away the sort of I don't care anymore, or let's just go and PMO because life sucks and I don't want to deal with it anymore. Um, so, um, I was able to overcome that because I realized what I was doing. And if I could have more moments of that kind of mindfulness, that kind of awareness where, hey, this is what's going on, I'm just stalling, really. I'm just stalling. Um, and like the irony of that all is that, in the moment, whether it's, oh, I want to sleep for 5 more minutes, or I don't want to take that cold shower, I don't want to go run those 3 miles, or I don't want to put in that job application, or I don't want to go to that job interview, or have someone call me and set up an interview, or I don't want to do this or that. In the moment, um, it might feel good, insofar as you're avoiding an uncomfortable situation. But if you want to have that quote unquote beach body, if you want to have that money in the bank, so you're not having to worry about where rent's coming from, or how are you going to pay for the next meal, or how are you going to pay for school, or so you can even beyond just subsistence to be able to go out to a concert or a nice restaurant, or go out on a date with some girl, or whatever it may be, travel someplace. You're gonna have to go face those uncomfortable things in the moment and get over those hurdles and stop stalling. And understand that you're just tricking yourself into putting things off because, oh, I don't want to deal with this right now. This isn't as easy as just it's not as easy and like, what's the word? I don't know whether it's self-aggrandizing or like self-edifying, as just like laying around the house and reading some books or whatever the heck, and you can get that sort of feeling of like, oh, I'm accomplished at these sorts of things. It's like another thing I would think of is that, or that I think of right now, really is like, as far as books, stuff that I want to read and stuff that I've been reading. I'm gonna try to tie this into what I'm talking about, but I've mostly been reading like stuff on philosophy, magic, spirituality, that kind of stuff, and that is interesting. I do need to feed that aspect of my life, but at the same time, like looking at this last fall semester, which got me on probation, which then I had to take a semester to get off of probation, and now I'm a year behind from where I was planning on being. Um, my original plan was, and in many ways still is, to try to use this summer, other than getting a job and making some money, so that I can have enough to at least get on a payment plan for school and cover the basic necessities or bare necessities of life. Um, to really do some serious outside study so that when classes do start up, I have enough things figured out so that at the very least for the first midterm in each of those classes, I can get off to a good start, and I'll have the space I need, so to speak, in terms of time to be ready for the second midterm and then the final, and I can actually get A's or B's in those classes. Um, and so again, it's kind of like I will have to overcome sort of the emotional baggage or burdens from those past failures, and I'm gonna have to do that because I don't want to be having another repeat of last fall where I didn't hit the ground running during the first few weeks of the semester, and then it was like halfway through I'm floundering, kind of like almost like drowning in the material and having to try to do some like massive reversal halfway through the semester, and that just doesn't work. That just does not work in a chemical engineering program. You got to hit the ground running first off. You got to be in a professor's in office with questions relevant, useful, practical, you know, questions on the material, and you just gotta be go, 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 And in order for me to get to that point, I'm gonna have to make some, I wouldn't say necessarily hard decisions, but difficult decisions in so far as, or maybe not, hard and difficult, pretty much the same thing, I guess, but not painful decisions, but hard and or difficult decisions insofar as what I'm going to be doing with my time. For instance, I had to convince myself to do that job application. I didn't want to, but I know rationally and even in an emotional sense, like I know that I gotta go do that. And the weird thing is, like, after I got that done, it was kind of like when I went out running the first 3 miles. I did 6 miles total today. Um, but after that first 3 miles, I felt a sense of accomplishment. I felt that runner's high, so to speak. And it's like I kind of got that feeling after I got the job application in. But man, did I have to convince myself, buckle down, create the format, cover letter, and resume for that position, and, create a PDF, upload it, select those, apply, apply. And afterwards, obviously, I felt good about that, but there was that struggle, and it's kind of part of life, and I think you just kind of have to really work on being mindful about, sort of my pattern of thought leading to my pattern of action, that sort of thing, just like I've had to do with Nofap. But, that running that 3 miles, it was a small accomplishment, just like the putting the job application in. It was a small accomplishment, and it got the ball rolling. So now I feel more motivated to do other things today, and I'm going to get in a nice cold shower, maybe take a nap, but I think I need to stay up and just get some more things done, like another job application, and I don't know how many I'm going to try to set. It's like a bare minimum per day, maybe 3 to 5, something like that. So that by the time I go off to Morocco, I'll have somewhere between 30 and 60 applications, hopefully, if I can, or no, wait. No, more like 50, excuse me, hold on, it's the, hold on a second, it's the 5th. 21 and, 21 and 35, so 20 to 40. If I had 20 to 40 applications, and let's say rounding down, up, whatever, that should be putting enough of a dent in it that, while I'm over there, if I put in more applications online, then I can obviously, I'll at least have something to go off of. And so, yeah, I guess my big takeaway thing from this all is, I've kind of rambled a bit, but my big takeaway thing is that I feel that one of the biggest obstacles to success, whether in Nofap or what have you, is just, it's kind of like, not to be hating on yourself, but getting out of the way of yourself. And I see that represented by the fact that, like, for instance, either going running to this morning or getting that job application in, I was stopping myself. I was stalling. I was coming up with things to do, like, oh, let's go on YouTube, and, it's not even like I was watching necessarily informative videos per se. And even if they were informative, they were just kind of like random stuff, like, hey, let's go find out about this random thing, or let's go listen to this song, or what have you. Or it was like checking Facebook or checking my email, or like, how many views did I get today on this video or that video, or subscriber counts, or whatever, just like stats that I wanted to see. And it was like, that's fine, that's all fine and well, if you're running a channel and you want to know that sort of stuff, or you want to check your email, you want to check social media, maybe see if your girlfriend sent you a message or not, or family sent you a message or something like that. But there's a certain point where you just kind of realize that you're just stalling, especially when you know that you should be doing something else. So yeah, we all need to be more mindful and really understand, and be able to perceive when we're getting in the way of our own success, and then learning how to get out of the way of allowing our own success to manifest, to actually occur. So that's my video for now. I put the day count in the low bar just to keep a record of that. So, anywho, hope this video has been helpful. Hopefully, it's been informative. And if you like the content, of course, give the video a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you folks around. Bye bye.